Lizzy Wizzy is one of Night City's most popular celebrities, known for her award-winning albums, concert tours, film appearances, conceptual performance art, and her iconic chrome skin. Lizzy is an unforgettable character. But who is Lizzy Wizzy? And is she a cyberpsycho? Here is everything we know about Lizzy Wizzy and a deep dive into her psyche. Originally born as Elizabeth Weissenfurth, not much is known about her before her rise to fame in 2071. During a performance that was an erotic reimagining of Snow White, Lizzy ate a synthetic apple, laced with specially prepared poison that induced cardiac arrest. Up on stage, she died for a whole minute, and the LED screen zoomed in on her electrocardiogram and her flatline. During this, her body lay motionless on the floor, and for 5.5 hours, the concert was on hold as a team of Ripper Docs went to work rebuilding Lizzy's body. They swapped out her biological organs for the latest generation of more technology implants. After the surgery was a success, she was revived and got up from the floor and started singing Restart, Reheart, Repeat. This song would catapult her to fame and would sit at the top of the world charts until 2072. Her career skyrocketed and she became untouchable. Because of her iconic appearance, Lizzy participated in several anarcho-terrorist performances and knew because of who she was that she couldn't get in trouble or be killed. So she indulged. Being inspired by her frequent stylistic transformations, Lizzy would give away her clothing to friends and people who needed it, and this led to her even giving out her own implants. Through this, she found out implants couldn't be given away as they were linked to their user, so she found other ways to rebel. She mounted an armed assault on Biodyne Systems factory, where Lizzy and a group of mercenaries took full control of the building and stole roughly 1,200 different implants. She took the stolen implants and then gave them away at an improvised concert since she couldn't give away her own. The entire heist was broadcasted live, which meant no harm could come to Lizzy. This would become one of Lizzy's most remembered events, and the media argued that the heist had been staged and arranged beforehand, specifically with Biodyne, and that Lizzy paid for the implants and for the renovation of the factory after the incident. Biodyne never pressed charges, so many believe this rumor to be true, but Lizzy still denies this and says her heist was co-opted as free advertising. Whatever the truth is, she got away with it. Lizzy became very known for these types of stunts, but of course she was also known for her iconic chrome skin. She also changes her appearance often and has a detachable cybernetic jaw. She also has Midnight Lady enhancements. We don't really learn a lot about Lizzy Wizzy in Cyberpunk 2077, but there are a few in-game clips you can find on the monitors around Night City, and a few shards that tell us more about who she is. This first clip is about a trauma team diary of Lizzy Wizzy's dog, Bonkers. In 2076, Bonkers was abducted from Lizzy's home in North Oak, and they demanded tens of millions of ransom in return for the dog. Bonkers' cortisol levels rising prompted the trauma team to act, and they found the dog in a slime pit in Kabuki. Trauma team came in, killed 5 people, and found Bonkers. This next clip is of Lizzy herself in an interview with Ziggy Q. He says everyone is dying to hear her new album, Fuck All Walls. When asked what the walls represent, she said it could be interpreted many ways, but she sees walls as a fracturing of society, the death of empathy. And she goes on to say that California used to be one state, and the US used to be unified. Even though we were divided by ideology, something connected everyone. Now everyone is isolated, cut off, everyone for themselves. And people are split into camps of the best and the worst. Every day, dozens of people die at the foot of that wall, trying to get a better life. Lizzy uses a quote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that's why I say fuck all walls." She's here promoting her new album, and if you buy today, you get a bonus track titled Born Equal. Let your voices be heard, she says. Later, there's a WSN segment about Lizzy's Fuck All Walls tour. You have to have a credit score over 700 to even purchase a ticket. So much for everyone being created equal. There's another clip with Karina Lee about Lizzy's first brain dance called Fracture Enough. The brain dance is about her heartbreaking split with Liam Northam, the asshole who tried to get a copy of Lizzy. The brain dance is about how the pair seemed perfect, but it was a lie. And Fracture Enough is a tumultuous journey through Lizzy's sadness, disappointment, and pain. And then the ecstasy when she gets revenge. When you feel Northam's limp body fall in your hands, with his hot blood streaking down your chrome skin, seem to be the lyrics, which refers to the violent murder of her boyfriend. And this, of course, is referring to Lizzy's personal quest. We meet Lizzy in secrecy, where she tells us she thinks her manager and boyfriend, Liam Northam, is cheating on her, and she wants evidence. When we investigate, we find out that Liam is actually working with Arasaka to make a copy of Lizzy, and they seem to be very interested in making a copy of her, claiming they don't want to see her career end prematurely. Why Arasaka has an interest in Lizzy, we don't know, but I think it's safe to say that having a major celebrity like Lizzy be under their control means they would use her for propaganda and pushing whatever it is that Arasaka wanted to push to the general public. Liam also asks if Arasaka can alter the engram once she has been put on a relic, and wants undesirable traits to be removed, saying that Lizzy has been different since her conversion. She hasn't been herself, and sometimes he doesn't even recognize her. The Arasaka rep tells Liam that engram save in the Secure Your Soul program cannot be edited, which seems to be the opposite of what Johnny tells us regarding Arasaka's ability to alter engrams. When you confront Liam, he tells V that he is scared of her and scared for her. He says that she wanted a full-body conversion, but something went wrong. Little memory problems, concentration problems, but she's changed. He says, when I talk to her, I'm scared. There's something in her, I can't describe it. Lizzy doesn't believe V when she's told about Liam, but eventually she does believe it and she kills Liam. She says she pushed him and didn't realize it was an accident, but we find out that this isn't the case.
You ever wake up in the middle of the night and not know who you were for a second? Or, you ever feel like you weren't really you? That's how I feel all the time. Every moment. This emptiness, this helplessness. I stopped seeing, creating. Just now, I just wanted to break up with him, Tell him I wanted him out of my life. But I don't even know how, when.
When you investigate the body, V realizes that Lizzy strangled Liam. Slowly. She crushed his spine. She says she was angry and lost control. When asked about the body, Lizzy goes from sad and remorseful to immediately excited at the possibility of the media eating up her story.
Yes, the media can't hear about this. Got it? That would be...
Huh?
The world would eat it up. A tale of the temptation to control another's memory. A grim reminder that a person is merely a collection of bytes that can be copied, reproduced.
Lizzy, snap the fuck out of it. What about the body?
I don't know. Do whatever. Take it somewhere, burn it. I'll pay you.
She kind of becomes someone else and becomes detached. She doesn't care about Liam's body. She seems to embrace this change in her. Her voice even subtly changes, disconnecting from who she was, and she says she likes what's happening to her and she doesn't need sleep. After this, Lizzy texts V where you can respond that you're worried about her, to which she doesn't even bother replying. On the other hand of this, if you betray Lizzy and take Liam's bribe, you can tell Lizzy that he is having an affair and the quest simply ends. When we see Lizzy again in Phantom Liberty, there are two different routes depending on how her violence quest ends. Either she can call V a nobody if you sided with Liam, or you can have a nice conversation with her where she gives you the brain dance headset from the performance. But in this conversation, we also learn that she is not eating according to her bodyguard. Lizzy says she performs better on an empty stomach. This seems to be pointing towards more of a decline for Lizzy and possibly her body. When V asks if she has any upcoming releases, she says kind of. For now, she's obsessed with galaxies, nebula, and sea turtles, and we'll have to wait to see what all of this means. And she then tells V about this big party she's going to, but V is super busy. So Lizzy is obviously sparing V by not inviting them. When you ask how she's been doing since Liam, she says she's doing great. Really inspired lately, never felt better. And she says it like she's trying to convince herself. Her cadence to her voice also sounds similar to when she accepts whatever she was feeling right after killing Liam. After the conversation with V is finished, if you stick around and listen to her and her bodyguard talk, she says she wanted to talk to Kurt about that other biz, whatever that may be. It can't be good if Kurt is involved, and considering his fate, I don't think we'll ever find out what this actually is. So here is everything we know about Lizzy Wizzy. Every appearance, all of her concept art, all of her in-game shards, and everything that I could find. But the real question is Lizzy Wizzy a cyberpsycho? First, it's important to remember what a cyberpsycho actually is. Cyberpsychosis is a mental illness, specifically a dissociative disorder, caused by an overload of cybernetic augmentations to the body. Cyberpunk Red says, humanity loss is defined for this purpose as a loss of empathy for others and a corresponding loss of self-regard or sense of self-preservation. Subjects with low humanity have trouble empathizing with themselves or others as real. Instead, they start to see themselves or others as collections of parts, instead of living, breathing organisms. This is basically a form of dissociative disorder. Losing a sense of who they were is part of this, and this seems to be exactly what Lizzy is experiencing. She says several times how she doesn't feel like herself and can't control her actions, which is when we see her killing Liam. And disassociation is the main core of cyberpsychosis. Cyberpsychosis comes about when the subject begins to compulsively alter the body beyond the human baseline, seeing the body as a thing. They change it without thought. So even if Lizzy is a cyberpsycho, which she almost undeniably is, she's still highly functional, able to perform and seemingly live a normal life in the spotlight. But what keeps her in check? Is it being in the spotlight, knowing everyone is watching her? Is this what is keeping her from slipping into psychosis entirely? Cyberpsychosis presents several ways, as we learn in 2077, through the various cyberpsycho encounters, and through Johnny, who is also a partial cyberpsycho. So some individuals can live a somewhat normal life, even while suffering from psychosis. Pondsmith said that Atom Smasher is a high-functioning cyberpsycho. Maybe this also describes Lizzy. Luckily, she doesn't seem to be equipped with military-grade chrome, but her damage to Liam was already severe, so chrome limitations haven't really stopped her from killing. And you have to wonder, is this the last we'll see of Lizzy? Will she snap one day? Is her not eating furthering her descent into psychosis? And is Liam her first or only kill? And what did she want with Kurt? What other avenues is this version of Lizzy wanting to use her fame for? And did Liam ever make a copy of her? Did she get soul killed and that's why she doesn't feel like herself? Did Arasaka find some way to take control of her? And this has been a replaced Arasaka Lizzy? Whatever happens with Lizzy, she is an interesting case around cyberpsychosis. We've seen her descent and we could see it further depending on whatever happens in the future. I don't know if we'll see Lizzy again, but I hope with whatever the team cooks up that Lizzy makes an appearance again. I'd love to see another one of her performances like the one in Phantom Liberty. And although I'm not a Grimes fan, I can't stop thinking about that performance. That song is very, very, very beautiful, and Delicate Weapon is a song that I listen to all the time now. So let me know what you think of Lizzy, and do you think she's a cyberpsycho? And do you want to see her again? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.